Hey, we are back. And before I get into all the weather stuff, I got to show you these. I got these great photos today from Angie. She took these over by 7 Mile Creek Park between Mankato and St. Peter. And look at that little donut or cinnamon roll shaped thing down there and how it went down the hill. Those are kind of rare, and they're called snow rollers. And it's just what you'd expect when you see in the cartoons when the snowball rolls the guy up. And, you know, only these are a little smaller. But snow probably fell off the tree, went down the hill, and rolled itself right up like a cinnamon roll. So kind of cool. And if, by the way, if you ever have any great pictures to share, you can go to keyc.com/photos, upload them there, and share them with us and everyone else. It's a great place to go look at some really cool weather pictures, too. We are live at 29 degrees downtown. Wind to southwest at 6 makes it feel like 23. It's not that big of an issue, but the wind is going to become more and more of an issue as we make our way into tomorrow as a cold front zips through. Right now, 29 Mankato, 30 in New Ulm. We're at 32 in Olivia. Slayton, 33. Jackson, 32. Fairmont currently at 28 degrees. And you can see that a little bit of snow out here. From about St. Cloud to Wilmer to Marshall, that is going to slowly push east. It's not a lot of snow, but this time it's cold enough for it to be all snow. And we could get maybe a dusting in a few spots north, but overall we're not going to get a lot of accumulation from this system. Just some flurries tonight. A few more flurries will be possible tomorrow as this front comes skedaddling through here overnight tonight into tomorrow. The one thing you're going to probably notice the most, the wind. You're going to get a little gusty, 15 to 25, I think, here in Mankato and along the Minnesota River. But as you go a little further southwest, we'll probably see some gusts to maybe 30, even 35 at times. Here we go at 3 o'clock. I think that'll be one of our windiest times. 27 gusts in Mankato, 29 St. James, Fairmont. So we are going to be pushing that 25 to 30 range, but it will go away. Sunday's going to be better, a little warmer, a little more sunshine, and a lot less windy. So here we go through tonight. That band of snow is going to kick through with the initial front. Then we're actually going to clear out a little bit overnight. We may see a few flurries late and then some sunshine first thing in the morning, but then that low that's attached to the cold front, the wraparound behind that is going to bring more clouds in tomorrow afternoon, maybe a few more flurries. Going to keep it cold, and we're going to continue to see wind through the day. 23 our high tomorrow. We're going to get to 29 on Sunday. Look at Monday. We're talking mid-40s. Tuesday is going to be even warmer with highs in the mid-40s, some places to near 50. Cloudy flurries clearing by morning down to 22 tonight. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy for the most part. A little sun early on, then cloudy flurries, windy with a high of 23. 29 Sunday, 42 Monday. Tuesday, that's the day. It's going to be showery, but we're going to get to 45. Could see a little light snow mix in with the rain on Tuesday night. Then another chance for maybe a little measurable snow late next week, followed by a colder weekend. We'll be right back.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Northern Comfort, celebrating 50 years.